in this situation?
I don't, Skip, because I don't think that the relationship ended on a good note.
It did not.
And so I don't see a reuniting happening. I still think Sherman can play. Sherman's been bothered with injuries two of the last 4 years. And as we start to get older, we don't get healthy. So, but he needs to be in an ideal situation. He needs to be in a certain type of a scheme that fits what he does, especially at his age. But I still believe he can play. Is he that same Richard Sherman? Probably not. But he's a solid defender. He will tackle. He doesn't guess a whole lot, but when he knows something is coming, he studies a lot of tape and he'll get you. But I like him. But the question is, Skip, the two P's again, production and price. What type of production am I going to get, and at what price am I going to have to pay for it? So I don't see him going back to Seattle. I just think there's too much bad blood that happened between, what transpired. Because you remember, Skip, on the sideline, the man went and told Pete Carroll, you will not call that play again. You will not sacrifice.
You will not throw the football down in close in the inside the box.
Skip, I just don't. Hey, maybe they've had conversations since that happened. Maybe they've repaired some of the damage that's been done in that relationship. Skip, how do you get over what happened in the Super Bowl? Damn, a play that happened on a Thursday night, he threw the ball. How do you get over that? No, I'm good. I'm good. I ain't going back there.
Well, reportedly, Richard is open to going back there. I don't think Seattle would be that open to bringing him back. I don't know how desperate they are for another sort of piece where you could say, we got Richard Sherman, maybe we'll run it back the way we did in 2014.
So this ain't no Peaches and Herb moment, reunited, and it feels so good?
I don't think it's reunited because it would take a whole lot of forgive and forget to get back on this. And remember, even though Cam and Earl aren't there anymore, and KJ Wright is still out on the market, which unsigned, which is shocking to me.
No Abel.
No, they're all gone. But one guy's still there, and he plays quarterback, and he is the most important piece to that whole puzzle. And remember, it got so bad in 2014. Remember the reported incident where Richard picked him off from practice and yelled, "You suck," to Russell Wilson. And there was obviously friction between the defense and not just the offense, but it was more with Russell because they thought he was the teacher's pet. He was the apple of he was the apple of Pete Carroll's eye. And then in the Super Bowl, it appeared to the defense that they were that Pete Carroll and Darrell Bevell were trying to make Russ the MVP of the game. So they put the ball in his hands on that key moment, and he threw it to Malcolm Butler. Or Malcolm Butler managed to break and catch it. And I don't know that whole organization ever got over that flashpoint moment. I just don't know. You thought it was the beginning of the end.
It was.
And I'm still not sure Richard ever quite got over that moment.
I don't think anybody on the defense has gotten over that moment, Skip. In my notes, he hadn't been healthy. He hadn't played 16 games since 2016. So that's the question. Played 5 games last year. Remember, he missed time. He tore his Achilles. I think that's what caused him to get up out of Seattle.
He did.
So, and obviously he lost a step. He was never a burner. It wasn't like he had Darrell Green.
But he shocked me. He made the Pro Bowl in 2019.
He was 17 All-Pro.
That was good.
So he still can play. He still can make plays. He's not as good as down the field as he once was. But the intermediate and the short stuff, he's still great tackle. It will stick his head in there, make plays. So that's the question is production and price. What's my production going to be? What's his production going to be? And at what price can I get him at?
So the irony of what we just discussed is that the 2 veteran corners still out on the market are Richard Sherman and Malcolm Butler, who will be forever tied and linked through that 2014 season Super Bowl.
Well, Skip, what you ideally for both guys, you want to get something done before the draft. And they're going to take it's a lot of corners, and so. Let me take a look at this guy. Well, we're going to see what we got, Richard. We might bring you in training camp. You want to get on a roster now and not have to worry about that. So for me, and, obviously the NFL and the NFLPA is going through this. The NFLPA wants another virtual offseason. The owners in the NFL want the players to get there at some time in the next month or so. So we see how that plays out. But you want to get on the roster now, Skip, because the draft is coming up, and they start looking at these young guys. Well, you know what? I think I like him, and then you've forgotten.
Okay. So many times on the show already, I've said I wouldn't mind seeing one of these two on my team as a veteran presence.
Well, Dan Quinn was his DB coach when he was in Seattle.
Okay, but I will take Malcolm right now over Richard.
Okay.
I just will. He's 2 years younger. It's 7 seasons versus 10 seasons for Richard. Last year, Pro Football Focus, your favorite website, graded Malcolm the 24th best corner, which isn't great, but Richard was the 38th best corner last year. So he did lose quite a bit in his performance and production last year. So Malcolm is still more of a ball hawk with more gas left in his tank, to me, at 31 than Richard is at 33.
Yeah, well, the thing is, and plus Malcolm Butler would travel. Rich likes to stay on one side. He can. But he's more of a guy, like, okay, I'm on the left side, I'm going to still, the offensive right side, the defensive left side. He's more like this is where I want to be, this is my home. If you got somebody over there that think they're bad, send them over my way, and this is what I do.
Okay.
So, for me, how healthy is he, Skip? You can't keep having these injuries as we get older.
Richard, yeah.
Yeah, Richard, sure. Because I don't think Malcolm has an injury. I think it was just, there's like production.
If you can explain Tennessee's point of view on this, like what's their method here to the madness? They said, let's cut Malcolm Butler, let's cut Adoree Jackson. Giants said, thank you very much.
Right.
And Vaccaro, the safety, out.
Right.
So they cut 3/4 of their secondary, and I guess they just didn't like what the vibe of it. Let's start over.
So
really, okay. So Malcolm Butler had a career high, tying 4 interceptions last year. Richard has 36 for his career, but he got 29 of those in his first 4 years. So he was feasting off Cam and Earl and, you know, Bobby Wagner and KJ. He was feasting and beasting. Yeah. And it worked. But right now, I think Malcolm Butler is a very valuable commodity.
So you take Butler over Sherman? I
would right now for the Dallas Cowboys. I would love to see Malcolm Butler, but again, they kept their own, Jordan Lewis, so I don't know if there's a spot for him.
I don't either.
Because if they draft Patrick Surtain, I'm pretty sure he would start game 1.
Oh, yeah, he's starting.
10th overall pick.
Yeah.
So, and here we go with another year of growing up, right?
Don't worry about it. No, you got Dak. You said all you needed was Dak. That's what you just told me earlier.
I did not say that. Dak. I said he better be able to live up to 164 million because it's Dak or bust.
You just told me y'all going to outscore everybody.
Well, that's the whole idea.
Okay, that's the whole
idea.
idea.
Wants box office.
Okay.
He wants marquee. He wants Dak or bust.
Okay. Well, you get, so with the other team scoring 50 points, that's box office, right?
We're going to score 51.
Okay.
Yep.
I remember last time 50 was scored in that building. It wasn't by you, it was by the Broncos.
Yeah,
you
but
had 48.
We came close, right?
You had 48.
Yeah, but we had Tony.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it. We're going to go back to the NBA, guys. Our Zion's Pelicans are